Hello world, welcome to another episode of Car Gawd. I'm your host, Rashid, the luxury automotive specialist. And today I have a special guest, super promoter, real estate investor, philanthropist, entrepreneur extraordinaire, the mayor of the city, Junior Martin.
Thank you for having me.
Man, appreciate you coming on, man. Appreciate it. We've been working on this for a minute, trying to get you out.
I'm glad
you came out. Man. Good.
Junior has definitely earned the title of super promoter. Him and his team started from the ground up. Since then, they've hosted countless celebrities, athletes, and entertainers. And he's even moved on to start his own hospitality group.
Let's get right to it, man. One, I like to start, let's start from where I've known you. Because I met you back, I've known you for over 10 years now, probably.
Right.
And I remember this, you probably don't remember this. So I remember you, I was promoting parties at the time. I was doing a spot, Martini Mondays, off of Richmond, right? And then one of your good friends, Ade, came up to me when I was doing that Monday night spot. And I think you were at U of H at the time. Y'all was still in undergrad.
Right.
And he came out, he said, man, we're looking at throwing parties and blah, blah, blah. And we're looking at throwing a party here. I was like, cool, no doubt. He came to me on the humble and was talking to me about it. And then he said, yeah, a couple of my other buddies, we throwing parties. And I remember I introduced him to the owner. And then a few weeks later, y'all started doing Wednesday nights there. And then that's when I first met you. You remember you used to do Wednesdays at Uptown Hookah Lounge?
Oh, yeah.
That's when I first met you, man.
Okay.
I first met you. And I knew, this guy's a hustler, he's a grinder. Because y'all came in with it was like, yo, we're here. And we got our crowd and we're growing and we're ready to take over the city. So I've seen that growth from there. So that's been 10 plus years, man.
Right.
So I didn't know if you remember that, but I saw that from the beginning of your start, man.
Right,
it's really cool.
right.
Really cool to see where you're at now.
Right, definitely.
So let me ask you something. Obviously you're a serial entrepreneur. Where does that come from? Does that come from your background, your family, your upbringing? Kind of give me an idea, where does the hustle and the drive come from?
Yeah, I think it does. I think it comes from just naturally. There's just something, kind of grew up watching my dad being out there hustling, doing real estate, putting the signs out in the middle of the street, picking them up. So, we was always on the grind. I never, seen them chilling. It was always, trying to get it.
Yeah.
So
that's dope. So you saw that from an early age. So that obviously from stuff that our parents do can either shape us in the wrong way or the right way. And you took all the jewels that you got from your family, and I see you out here working really hard. So we talk about your what you saw as far as the entrepreneurial spirit from your family. What is your background? Where are you from?
Born and raised Houston, from A-Leaf.
Okay.
Parents from Lagos, Nigeria.
Okay.
So just kind of grew up with the whole African Nigerian culture.
Yeah.
They was real big on making sure that you were successful in life.
You got that Nigerian hustle in you,
definitely,
right?
Definitely.
For sure, man. Definitely, man. So next thing, man, I want to talk about is you got a crew of guys. It looks like that you've known for a long time, since childhood. And it's kind of a coalition, a group of guys, and you call it the aristocrat life or the aristocrats. Tell me a little bit about that and how that got started.
A-Life is just it's a team of us that we was just throwing parties while in school, in college, and we took that from being just a promotional company to a hospitality group.
Okay.
So now we're venturing into all types of business ventures. So more to come. I think we're really just kind of finding ourselves as far as the direction of our brand and what we want to do, but obviously we've had the success of being affiliated with a lot of successful brands in Houston. So we want to continue to grow that, but A-Life is just the foundation for us and our friends for people to, I guess, categorize and recognize who we are as a team. So it's like if you're affiliated with us or you with us on a regular, then I'll probably consider you, part of A-Life.
Right, good, man. Because like I said, I've seen the growth of A-Life from you guys promoting parties, and now you're involved in restaurants. You're a restaurateur now. Hospitality.
Right.
So I see you guys are packaging everything up to be a conglomerate and to do all things. So there's not like boxing yourself into one niche or not?
Definitely. Okay. So like I said, we got quite a few projects that we working on. You know, we just want to make sure that we are delivering great products, so we don't want to rush it. But definitely, you know, I would consider this more of the beginning stages of the hospitality group. So I mean, you definitely have, you know, the beginning stages of A-Life as far as the party and the club promotions, and you saw what that grew into. So now you see A-Life as a hospitality company, and you'll see that flourish and grow into what it's going to be.
Because from what I see from the outside looking in, it looked like you guys were preparing for growth. As you grow, like your audience grows, eventually, you know, people will move on, family, kids, and all that kind of stuff, and less partying, so to speak.
Right.
But you're giving them more of a hospitality type of feel, and I see that you guys growing in that direction with the restaurants and things of that nature. Not to mention that, I notice a lot of times you guys give back a lot. You do a lot of bike-a-thons or give back and feeding the homeless and things of that nature. Talk about that. Like, where does that come from? Is that part of branding, or is that just naturally you? Is that something that you've always wanted to do, to kind of give back?
Yeah, I mean, we've always given back to the city. I'm from A-Leaf, and my partner Jonathan and majority of the other ones, they're all from Mo City. So we focus in those two areas as far as just giving back to you know, A-Leaf, ISD, and going back to Missouri City and making sure that we just give back, just our way of showing our appreciation. So we took that. My cousins, they're involved as well, so they're not really on the party scene, but you know, they're more business, but you know, they're family, and they seen that we needed the help and they want to be a part of it, so they assist a lot on, you know, success on that. So it's a team effort, but it's all about giving back to the areas that we're from. So I mean, it is a foundation. We do have a 501(c)(3).
Okay.
So you know, we made it official, but definitely just like giving back.
And that's what I'm saying. It looks authentic. It doesn't look forced or like you guys are just doing it for a look.
Right.
So I definitely want to give you kudos for that, man. So let me ask you this. So as a child, like when you're growing up, what was your first business idea, I should say? Growing up as a kid, a teenager?
My first business idea was selling sunglasses in a flea market. I went and bought a whole bunch of sunglasses off of Harwin
and reselling them?
And reselling them.
Buy them wholesale, mark them up for retail?
Yeah,
so that's what's up.
It was a flea market off of Highway 6 in Bel Air, and I rented a space. I think it was probably like $500 or $250 for the space.
Yeah.
And I just bought it, hired a girl and put her in there, and that was my first business, was selling sunglasses.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty. So let's get into it. This is the real reason we're here, is the cars, man. Obviously, I have a love for cars, and obviously you do as well. You're starting to build your collection. So let me ask you this: what was the first car you dreamt of as a child?
I would probably say the Lexus 300 GT. Was that what it is?
Yeah. I remember those.
That was like my dream car back in the days, and I got one. You know, so.
Well, perfect. That leads me to my next question. I'm gonna stop you right there. What was the first car you've ever had? First car?
The first car I ever had was a Mazda 626.
Mazda 6. I remember those joints.
Yeah,
those were filthy. I used to like those. Yeah.
I wanted a 929.
The big body.
I wanted the big body because my cousin had one, but my dad got me a 626.
Okay.
So
cool, man. What color?
It was white.
Yeah. Did you do anything to it at all?
You know, I tried, but you know, back then we were broke as shit.
Yeah, for sure.
It was very minimum what we could really afford. I was trying to get some rims, but I don't think I ever got it.
I get you, man. I had a hand-me-down Honda Accord back in the day, and I used to take the living room speaker back in the day when the speakers was this tall. I don't know if you remember that. I'm older than you, but the speaker was this tall, and I took it and hooked it up in the trunk of her car. When I would take her car, I had to take it out every time I gave it back to her. So no, I definitely remember those days, man. So
yeah, I think we were all doing crazy stuff like that. I did that stuff to my mom's car as well.
For sure. So what was the first car you bought with your own money?
The first car that I bought with my own money. That's a good question. I want to say it was the GS Lexus.
Okay, so you did end up getting it, right?
Yeah.
And that was the first one you bought?
That was the first car that I bought. I had the 626, and then I bought the GS Lexus.
Okay.
Yeah, it broke down on me, but I got it. I definitely got the GS Lexus.
Okay, and then let's talk about when we start making moves. When money starts flowing a little bit, what's the first car you purchased when you start getting a little money?
I bought the first car that I bought was the Mercedes-Benz S550.
Okay.
And then I went on to getting the Bentley Coupe.
Gotcha.
So I mean, I've always been in the cars and always upgraded. So yeah.
Cool. But one thing I like about you, man, is you're humble with it though. You're not flashy, because you see those guys that are super flashy. Hey, look at me, look at me. That's not necessarily you.
Right.
You appreciate nice cars, and you know, in the business you're in, obviously it's relative, but it doesn't seem forced and it doesn't seem flashy. It's actually, but you know, does that kind of come from your background of just kind of being humble? Because you've always been like that ever since I've known you.
Yeah, I mean, I think my whole team is like that. We just you know, we respect the game, and you know, we're real organic, real cool dudes. I try and give back to all the younger cats, you know, as much as I can, and check on them, and just try and give my input. But yeah, to be honest with you, you know, the biggest thing is all about who you comparing yourself to. So I don't really look at it as much, and I think we still have a very long way to go.
So you're like, yo, I'm gonna stay humble, keep my head down, keep working, because there's way more to come.
Definitely. And this is the best time, you know. I appreciate the hard work that is needed to be put in. You know, obviously so many times, you know, it's a struggle while you're going through it, but once you get over it and you look back, you like, you know, hey, I did put a good 6 months over here. I put a good, you know, year over here, just straight hard work, not traveling, not having fun.
But see, a lot of times people don't see that struggle part of it. They only see the shine. They think it's easy. Especially in this microwave culture. But like I said, I've seen the growth and the grind from you guys. And another thing I value is from not only you, your whole team, is you guys respect relationships, because at the end of the day, especially in the business you're in, being an entrepreneur, it's all about relationships and being able to use those relationships to your advantage and to the other person's advantage, but bring value. And case in point, even personally, I mean, you've kind of been there. You supported me through all the stuff that I've done, and you've always been there, especially when I was, like I said, when I was promoting parties, when I was in that realm, and then I changed and started doing my clothing line. You was always one of the ones that supported me, always would rock it with no questions asked. So, you know, I appreciate that from you. And just kind of tell me how you feel about, you know, relationships and cultivating those.
Oh yeah, I think that's what really matters is relationships. And you know, so many deals get done just, you know, sitting at home and being on your phone, and it's all based on, you know, treating people good, and you know, showing your appreciation, and you know, definitely even your staff and the people that work for you, just showing them, you know, that you appreciate them as well. So I mean, it's definitely been a growing lesson for me, as far as just, you know, appreciating everybody, whether, you know, I'm doing a project with them or for them, or somebody's working with me and working for me, you know, but just keeping a great relationship and showing appreciation as much as possible. But, you know, in this game, in this industry, you know, I could be underqualified for something, but still get the deal just based off relationships, you know. So that's what matters, is just making sure that, you know, you're definitely rubbing the right hands.
I think another key to that is being a dot connector, but you could bring others in who know it under your umbrella, because you value that, and you're not I would say you're probably not intimidated by someone else's knowledge, because you know what you don't know.
Definitely. And you know, definitely I like to stick in my arena. You know, of what I feel like I've perfected. I feel like we've done a lot in the hospitality game. So I ventured off into real estate as more of a investment. You know, it's like where the parking lot.
Long-term wealth.
Right. So, you know, it's not, you know, with the real estate game, it's not like I'm not flipping houses or anything like that. I'm just parking my money.
Right.
So, you know, when I look back in 10 years, I'm not like, oh shit, you know, what did I do? So I can go by. I like to touch my investments and see them, and you know, stuff like that.
All right, that's what's up. All right, man. Well, so we're about to wrap it up, man. But one other question, and then we'll take a look at these cars we got here. So we talked about the cars, when you had them, or what your first purchase was, and things of that nature. So what's the next goal? If money's not an object, everything is working perfectly, is there a bucket list car out there that you haven't gotten yet, but you hope to attain in the future?
I mean, I love the Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
I love the Lamborghinis. I like the Ferrari. So definitely, you know, I would say on my list it would be either Ferrari or Lamborghini. Next is what the goal is. I think if I can fit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Us, we're tall.
Yeah. So it's a limitation on the cars that I can actually drive. But you know, I don't really drive the exotic cars as much as you think you would anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I'm sure we can make it work. But you know, Ferrari, Lamborghini is definitely, you know, that's on the to-do list.
Cool. Well, hopefully I'm the next guy that gets those cars from you, the Car Gawd, so I can take care of those next cars for you when you're ready.
Appreciate you.
Well, man, let's take a look at these cars, man. Let's walk around and take a look at them and tell me about, you know, what we got here.
Okay. All right.
All right, so we got the Rolls-Royce Ghost.
Yes, sir.
So how long you had this?
I've had this car for 2 years.
Okay.
So, it's been nice to me. It was definitely one of my dream cars.
Yeah, for sure.
I've been blessed to get the Rolls-Royce Ghost. I think that's, you know, anybody coming up, you know, from pretty much nothing to get the opportunity to get in one of these without doing anything illegal or selling drugs.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Like that. You know, it's definitely a huge blessing.
That's what's up, man. The American dream, man. You're an entrepreneur and you're able to drive one of these cars.
Right.
How does it feel to drive this car? Like, you know, does it feel different performance-wise, or just kind of give me a breakdown?
I mean, it's fast. It gets up V12, but it's a great Sunday fun day car, weekend car for, you know, you and your friends to hop in and go grab dinner or take my mom out, you know,
that's
go
cool.
to church. You know, it's one of those more of a big event. I don't really drive like that because, you know, everybody's on stare at you, so sometimes you like to move in and out where everybody's not you know, like, damn, who is that? You know, but definitely, you know, it serves its purpose as far as, you know, when you pull it out, you know, it definitely gains that level of respect.
All right, so this obviously is a Rolls Royce. So when you get in this car, you know you're about to drive this car. There's a certain feel that you get, a certain, you know, attitude or the shades or the what you put on, what you're wearing. Is just, are you just putting on some flip-flops and just it's a regular car?
Yeah, it's the whole package. You know, this is the feel-good vehicle. You know, you're feeling good. It's either been a great day or it's about to be a great day. You're gonna go get a haircut and you know, you're gonna get some get some juices and just you're about to eat good and all that type of stuff. So it's just a good vibe. Okay. You know, when you're rolling through the city of Houston, you know, whether it be a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and you're feeling good, so you want to look good as well. Yeah,
and you know all your hard work paid off, man. So, man, I appreciate it, man. So this is a car you pull out for certain occasions. Obviously, you don't drive a Rolls Royce Ghost every day.
Right.
So let's take a look at the other cars, man. Your everyday car.
Let's do it.
And then let's check it out. All right. All right, so this is the daily driver, the Range Rover Supercharger, full-size HSC.
Right.
So this is your daily car, right?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a daily drive. I mean, it's easy. I can maneuver through, you know, traffic and through in and out, you know, the different ventures and get to my destination. I don't feel like I got some crazy big car that's holding me back from that. So I need to hit the road. You know?
I love Range Rover, man. They do a great job. The car is comfortable, spacious, and do what you need. Especially in Houston, when we do it, sometimes we occasionally have to jump a curb or go through high water. You know how it floods here, so this is a great everyday car. So how long have you had this?
I've had this car for a year.
Okay.
I've had this car for a year. I really like it. I think I always, you know, keep a Range Rover in the collection. It's definitely the go-to car when you're just driving and you got people and, you know, you got your family members with you, everybody can fit in.
Yeah, because like I said, because it serves both purposes. If you want to go out on the town at night or something rugged or just carry things around. I know you got your restaurants and stuff like that, so you go pick stuff up and move around the city almost undetected in the Range Rover because you know, it's a respectable vehicle, but at the same time, you can be a little bit more discreet.
Right. So that's why I love it. It's swift. Yeah, it's swift. So definitely this is my car right here.
Well, there it is, man. Well, I appreciate the time, brother.
Man, thank you for coming out. I appreciate
no
you,
problem, man. Let me look at the cars and the fleet. I know the fleet's gonna grow.
Definitely.
And man, I'm looking forward to all the new things you got coming up.
I'll definitely keep you updated.
Yeah,
man,
for sure, man. All right, my guy. Appreciate it.
Bet.
As he looks over his successes, he's nowhere near satisfied. He works just as hard today as he did when he first started. Him and his entertainment group, they have nothing but good things ahead of them. He's working hard, diligent, keeping his head down and being respectful of others. This young business mogul is definitely about to take over the game.